Hello anime lovers, welcome back to our channel. In today's episode, we're going to give you a full recap of your favorite manga series, Owari No Seraph, which is also known as Seraph of the End. Let's get started. Now, the series is divided into two parts. In part 1, it starts with an unknown illness that attacks humanity, killing all adults and leaving the children at the mercy of the vampires. Yuichiro Hyakuya is fed up with his new life and his family orphanage in Sanguinem, the vampire capital, 4 years later, but his best friend Mikaela Hyakuya disagrees. Yuichiro recalls his first meeting with Mikaela at the family orphanage. When Mikaela fails to show up for dinner, Yuichiro becomes anxious. Mikaela, on the other hand, arrives with a gun and a map to rescue the children from Sanguinem. When Yuichiro, Mikaela, and the children make a courageous attempt to flee, Farid Bathory traps them and kills them one by one. Amid his charge, Farid mortally wounds Mikaela, but Yuichiro manages to shoot Farid. Yuichiro flees Sanguinem, leaving Mikaela and the rest of his family behind. Yuichiro joins the Japanese Imperial Demon Army 4 years after his escape from Sanguinem, but he's especially keen to join the Moon Demon Company, their special vampire hunting group led by Guren Ichinose. Shinoa Hiragi, however, advises Yuichiro to establish a buddy at his school before the promotion can be given due to his irresponsible behavior. Yoichi Saotome, who was bullied by 3 kids named Satoshi, Yamanaka, Shishido, and Yuji, befriends Yuichiro. Yoichi intends to join the Moon Demon Company to avenge his sister, Tomo Saotome, who was murdered by a vampire. When a female vampire assaults the school, a school evacuation is ordered. Yuichiro defies orders and confronts the female vampire alone until Guren arrives to murder her instead. Shinoa enlists both Yuichiro and Yoichi into recruiting training despite Yuichiro's failure to meet his criteria. Shinoa, sensing Yuichiro's yearning for more power, spars with him with her cursed gear, Shikama-ji, a pen that turns into a scythe to terrify him. Yamanaka and Shishido later inform Yuichiro, Shinoa, and Yoichi that Yuji walked down into a forbidden chamber and never returned. According to Shinoa, Yuji has been possessed by a demon who lives in the area. Yoichiro confronts Yuji as he, Shinoa, and Yoichi enter the forbidden room, hoping not only to save him, but also to make a deal with the demon and claim the axe as his cursed gear. Yuichiro has a hallucination of Mikaela after successfully taking the axe from Yuji, but manages to break free before being duped into demanding vengeance. Shinoa congratulates Yuichiro on his achievement after he awakens. Mikaela is shown to still be alive shortly after the deaths of the other orphans, thanks to cruel Tepes. Shinoa brings Yuichiro and Yoichi to their new classroom for recruitment training. Yuichiro develops a rivalry against Shiho Kimizuki. Kurl gathers her vampires and launches a war on the Imperial Dragon Army of Japan. Only Yuichiro, Yoichi, and Shiho have the option of selecting a cursed gear. Guren tests which of the students can survive the demonic energies of his cursed gear, Mahiru no Yo. In the form of their loved ones, Yuichiro, Yoichi, and Shiho face their demons. Yoichi eventually comes to and stops himself from murdering Yuichiro. The pupils all pass the final exam and become official Moon Demon Company members. Mitsuba Sangu is introduced to Yoichiro, Shinoa, and Yoichi, and Shiho as the Shinoa squad's 5th member. Guren sends them to Harajuku for their first task together. The 4 vampires defeat the horsemen, forcing the 3 vampires to retreat. Yoichiro and his companions form the Shinoa squad. They are ambushed by 8 vampires, which is more than a small girl has reported. They kill the vampires and set the orphaned kids free. They travel to Shinjuku when Shiho starts a truck by hot wiring, where they meet vampire noble Crowley Usford. Shinoa squad arrives in Shinjuku to help Nagai, a Japanese Imperial Demon Army corporal. Yuichiro, Yoichi, and Shiho are given a pack of cursed stimulant pills by Shinoa, who advises them to use them wisely. Mikaela is reminded by Farid to embrace his new destiny as a vampire and consume human blood. Mikaela is rescued from a bunch of vampires in Central Park by Yuichiro, Shinoa, and Farid. Yoichi, Shiho, and Mitsuba are being attacked by vampirists, and Yuichiro and Shinoa run over to save them, while Farid permits Mikaela to face Guren, and Moon Demon Company takes out a large portion of the vampire army. After witnessing his companions suffering at the hands of the vampires, Yuichiro loses control of his powers because Crowley is unable to endure Yoichiro's blows. Shinoa hugs him as a final resort. The vampires are soon besieged by the Imperial Demon Army of Japan. Mikaela and Yuichiro make an unspoken promise to save each other. Ferret delivers research data to an anonymous client, while Guren writes a message to an unknown recipient. Shinoa is permitted to visit Guren at an underground lab. This is where the first part ends. Coming to part 2, the vampire nobility chooses Mikaela Hyakuya to become a vampire. Yuichiro Hyakuya's devotion to the Japanese Imperial Demon Army is put to the test by Kureto Hiragi. Ferret Bathory stops a murderous Mikaela in Sanguinem. Yuichiro, Yoichi, and Shiho demonstrate their newly acquired combat skills. During the struggle at Shinjuku, Ferret has Mikaela reveal a film of Yuichiro temporarily going berserk. Cruel Tepesh reminds her that she can't murder him since he has knowledge of her that she doesn't have. Oisangu sends a letter from Dai to Kureto via messenger pigeon. In Nagoya, Guren instructs Shinoa Squad and the Moon Demon Company to eliminate 10 vampire nobles. Mikaela satisfies her bloodlust by squeezing herself into Kroll. Shinoa Squad makes their way to Ebina Rest Stop, dodging a few 4 horsemen on John along the way. Despite carefully formulating a strategy, Shinoa Squad is trounced by a large margin. Mikaela and Lacus Welt are vampire nobility in Nagoya who collect stray human infants as gifts. Yuichiro, Shinoa, Shiho, and Mitsuba are informed by Narumi that their objective is to eliminate vampire noble Lukal Wesker. Lukal sacrifices Esther Lee to act as a shield for Yoichi and Shinya, and he and his servant Esther Lee discuss whether or not to obey Kroll's demands. Shinoa Squad, Narumi Squad, and Guren Squad have all reunited during her assignment. Aiko Aihara lost 8 of her squad's 14 members. Guren abandons Aiko to lead the 3 squads to Nagoya City Hall to rescue hostages. On Aiko's request, Mikaela kills her. Guren's squad is entrusted with diverting the vampires' attention away from the hostages, while Shinoa Squad and Narumi Squad are tasked with rescuing them. Guren and Shinya try to flee Crowley in the corridor, but they are wounded and helpless. Yu emerges from beneath the floor to strike Crowley, but Crowley responds with a counterattack. Shinoa Squad retreats with Shinya leaving Guren behind. Guren tries unsuccessfully to save Guren Crowley, Chess, and Horn. Seishiro Hiragi tries to apprehend Kureto for having his secret agenda. Yu is enticed away from the Golden Trumpet by Asura Maru, who gives him enough power to awaken. Asura Maru is enticed to possess Yu by his desire for more power. Before the remainder of the Moon Demon Company can escape, the vampires arrive and kill Yayoi and Taro Kageyama. Mikaela takes Yuichiro to an abandoned store where he struggles with his bloodlust. Yu tries to persuade Mika to drink his blood so that they can continue to live together. While Yu and Mika head to Nagoya Airport to meet up with the Moon Demon Company's remains, Ferret reveals to Crowley that Guren is a Namanari, a human on the verge of becoming a demon. Narumi feels the Moon Demon Company should forego the expedition and instead focus on rescuing Guren, the Japanese Imperial Demon Army. The Moon Demon Company and the vampires fight it out in a 3-way conflict. Mirai summons Abaddon, the 5th Trumpet's Angel of Destruction, which Kureto successfully controls. Yu stabs himself in the chest in an attempt to reclaim the Golden Trumpet from Mika's psyche. Yu awakens at the 2nd Trumpet's King of Salt. Shinoa formally resigns from the Japanese Imperial Demon Army with her squad. Mirai and Guren get rescued by Yu, Mika, Shinoi, Yoichi, Shiho, Mitsuba, and Narumi in Sanguinem. And so that was the manga series Owari No Seraph. Hope you enjoyed the episode, recapitulating the moments of your favorite manga series. Subscribe to the channel to get more episodes like this and ring the notification bell to stay up to date with us. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in the next one.